You can be seated. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, wives of the late Honorable Abulai Bojang, Mai and Yama, children of the late Honorable Abulai Bojang, cabinet ministers here in present, honorable members of the National Assembly, former National Assembly members here in present, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, venerable religious leaders, service chiefs, clerk and staff of the National Assembly, senior government officials present, friends, relatives, and acquaintances of Abdullahi Bojang, distinguished invited personalities, fellow Gambians. We are here assembled to pay our last respect to a man who loved his country and his people, a selfless servant, leader of our people, a soldier who died with his boots on and a spear in his hands. His wives and children have lost a husband, a father, and an advisor, a carer, and the glue that held the family together. I pray that this family finds strength in each other and let the love of the Creator soothe and heal your hurting hearts. Indeed, our spirits are heavy today, for we have prematurely lost a person who was so dear to us. If we feel and experience his sudden loss so deeply as his colleagues in Parliament, we cannot fathom how difficult it will be for you as his family and friends. Abdullahi Bojang was a brother, a friend, and a colleague. We served together in the trenches in our struggle to serve our country and improve the general well-being of the citizens. We served together in this very house where I served as majority leader whilst he presides over the proceedings. He first joined the National Assembly in 2007 as a nominated member and was elected Deputy Speaker. In 2010, he earned the confidence and trust of both sides of the Assembly to be elected Speaker. He would later go on to serve as the Gambia's ambassador to South Africa. Today, I am sitting on his chair, walking in his shoes, presiding over the proceedings of the House. His determined personality, dedication to duty, and warmth continue to inspire me. Abulai adapts to every situation he finds himself in. Abulai is full of wisdom, who hails our rich cultural heritage and traditions. Abdullah cares for family and indeed human beings. He does not hesitate to mediate and bring peace between family members, friends, married couples, and society in general. Abdullah is sociable and has a delightful character. Never bland or boring, Abdullah was one of those public servants who proved that service to one's country is all about the people, and wanted young people to be as passionate about it as he was all his life. He was forever optimistic. While we mourn his passing, it is also time to celebrate his outstanding contributions to our struggle to deliver better life for our people. Abdullah Bojang was a loyal, dedicated, hardworking, and disciplined member of the National Assembly and the society. His diligence, passion, and hard work earned him the respect and trust from both sides of the Assembly. His contributions in the parliamentary committees he served stands out among some of the best, something we will always remember as his legacy. As a trained teacher with practical experience in the classroom, Abdullah Bojang was able to discharge his oversight responsibility with vigor in the educational space. Because of his clarity of thought, his critical mind, his grounding in theory and practice, those who worked closely with him, like me, know him to be always committed to his beliefs and principles of service. As a teacher, he was extremely knowledgeable about education matters and was equally passionate about its delivery to his students as for change and development to our society. We are grateful for the productive life and contribution Abdullah Bojang made, and his passing shall not be in vain. For his legacy of discipline, his selfless contribution and concern for the people of the Gambia are forever etched in the annals of our National Assembly and the Gambia at large. Abdullah must never fall short of followers of his approach and demeanor in handling very complex and difficult issues in an environment where participants are so diverse, politically, socially, and otherwise. His political, social, and economic consciousness, maturity, and approachability became a defining character of his engagement with colleagues with opposing political parties. Indeed, he was a people's person and a servant leader. The records of his invaluable contribution to the Gambia and our people will always be a beacon of hope and a banner of struggle for his children and the people to access and get inspired to pick up his spear and soldier on. We are indebted for his life of service, and his family could find solace and belief that they have such a husband, father, brother, and uncle who dedicated his life to the service of humanity. As Parliament bows its head in honor of this gallant son of our nation, we once more extend our condolences to his wives, Mai and Yama, his children, his grandchildren, relatives, and friends. Give them the strength to bear this irreparable loss. May I also take this opportunity to invite all of you to write your condolence messages at the lobby of the National Assembly. The book will be handed to the family once all your messages have been compiled. May I finally, on behalf of both sides of the National Assembly, extend our heartfelt condolences to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, President Adama Barrow, and the entire government and people of the Gambia. To this hero lying in state, I wish to say, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to grant you His bountiful mercies and blessings, and may Jannatul Firdaus be your final abode. Until we meet again, adieu, Abdullah. Clerk, may we proceed. Thank you very much. Before we continue, I want us to rise to a minute's silence in honor of the deceased. Thank you. You can be seated. Honorable members, may I now invite the Honorable Majority Leader and member for Kantora, to make his remarks.
who has worked media now is forgiveness. Where we leadership were asking.
Thank you very much. May I now invite Honorable Alaji S. Dabo, Minority Leader and Member for Brikama North. Honorable.
National Assembly members, right and part of the National Assembly, members of the political person, the wife, families, relatives and friends, and others who are guests. Good morning to you all, and allow me on behalf of the colleagues to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and relatives, and the nation at large for the passing of our beloved brother and colleague, the late former Speaker and Ambassador, H.E. Abdullah. Under the Speaker, the former Speaker Abdullah have served this nation in many areas and different capacities during his lifetime. He was God-fearing in houses. His commandments, righteousness, kindness, respect for mankind, and dedication to God are indeed exemplary. I have no doubt that those who had the opportunity to work with him in this August House could attest that he has served this institution fairly and to the best of his ability. Certainly, he will be remembered by all, more by those who had the opportunity to work with him in this noble institution, as alluded by the Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I came to know our beloved brother, the late Deputy Ambassador Abdullah Bojan, when he was the ambassador of the Gambia in South Africa. And at that time, I was also a member of the Parliament, which has its seats in Midland, in South Africa. Therefore, I could also attest all the good qualities expressed about him. Honorable Speaker, his demise is not only a loss to his family, friends and relatives, but the nation at large. Call on you all to always remember him in prayers. May Almighty Allah, the most merciful, the most kind, have mercy on his soul and grant him the highest place in Jannah. On that note, I thank you for all.
Thank you very much. I now declare honorable member of Gambia for my leaders who are not
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me extend my condolence to the Greek families, President, the Vice President, Cabinet Ministers, the National Assembly through you, the Speaker, the staff, and the colleagues of National Assembly members, former Assembly members, the people of Fort Tanzania, and then the neighbors in good spirit. Honorable Speaker, the late Abdullah Bojang served this country in different portfolios. He served as a teacher, he served as a deputy speaker, he served as a speaker of the local house, he served as an ambassador. Honorable Speaker, I actually interacted with the late Abdullah Bojang, Honorable Speaker, when I came to Parliament in 2011, 24th legislature. Honorable Speaker, this is a perfect gentleman that is very difficult for somebody to discover. Whatever magnitude problem you carry in his office, he will just say, Wallahi, Wallahi, Wallahi. Then he caught his protocol. Very peaceful somebody. This perfect gentleman, I work with him. Honorable Speaker, before going further, I will narrate a small story. 2017, Honorable Speaker, when the political situation in this country was tense, until a particular party in this country, the entire was having a conflict with the government. He called me. He told me, my lord, you have to talk. Talk, you should talk. And then I think Daniel Cardos is my witness. It's today that I am narrating this story. He told me, you see, you are a sinner. The president is a sinner. And we will use that relationship to help us go find a remedy in this political situation. Daniel was the person who accompanied me on that meeting. He was doing it on the ground. Honorable Speaker, somebody who served a teacher. Yesterday, when I was told that I should give a statement, I have to make some little research. The former speaker, late Abdullah Bojang, started his profession as a teacher. We ask ourselves, who is it? And the research told me, a teacher known as an educator is a professional who facilitates learning by imparting knowledge, skills, and value to mankind. So, meaning he started his profession by imparting knowledge to humankind, value. Then we can confidently say the former speaker, Abdullah Bojang, today may, but even life after death, he will get reward. Because these people that you educated, these people that you inculcate value in them, these people that you inculcate skill with them, though he would last with him for the rest of. So, meaning he have left, but he have left what they call sadaqatul jariyah. Honorable Speaker, his second portfolio in the country that he served this country as a deputy speaker and a speaker. Who is a speaker? Honorable Speaker. A speaker is the presiding officer responsible for moderating debate, ruling on procedures, and announcing the vote in the parliamentary system. What does that translate? Here in this noble house is where he presided for 7 to 8 years. What do we preside in this noble house? It is the positive law that affect positively for the Gambia. Meaning over 7 years, this perfect gentleman is presiding the affairs of this country as the speaker. Honorable Speaker, his third role is as an ambassador. Honorable Speaker, who is an ambassador? An ambassador is a high-ranking diplomatic official appointed by the government to represent its interest in another country. Meaning, when he was appointed as an ambassador in South Africa, his responsibility in South Africa actually was to defend the interests of the Gambia. In summary, Honorable Speaker, if you look at his portfolio from a teacher to a speaker to an ambassador, his entire work was for the interest of his nation. Honorable Speaker, we looked at him and another thing. That is what is his legacy. Honorable Speaker, in this noble house, today we are presiding over this gentleman. From inception, building of this building until the day it was concluded, he was speaker. Then we have a very big legacy in this country. That is this noble house we are sitting. He left a very big legacy in this country. Honorable Speaker, I look at in another different dimension, that is at the legislative leadership. During the time we were in Parliament, we can attest committees were not as much as they are now. But the committees that were functional, everybody knew about part and effect. When government official was the first of committee. To an extent, even recoveries was done. All those things was done in his legacy. Honorable Speaker, finally, he is always actually call issue of reconciliation whenever there can be issue in this country. Most of the time under the speaker, he used me, called me. Until the time of his death, he never called me my name. He called me uncle. And this is why Senator Bojan is calling me Kawa in this organization. Because he called me uncle since the day I met him. So, Honorable Speaker, in short, the country has lost a perfect gentleman. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Honorable Speaker, finally, this gentleman before us today, in 2017, left that noble seat where you are sitting at. He went to South Africa to serve as an ambassador. Today, the same gentleman is brought back to this noble house for his final report. Honorable late Bojan, may your gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I now would like a very conversation with our son. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. To the Vice President, the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, the former and present National Assembly members, high national senior government officials present here, senior security chiefs, all other dignitaries and personalities here present. I want to thank all of you for being here today to honor the life of our beloved one, late Honorable Abdullah Bodam. We are here to share memories about the many ways we enrich our lives. So far, what I can say. In cognition of time lost, that from here we will be heading to his hometown in anticipation to do the final rituals in order to let him rest. For those who may not know me, as the Honorable Speaker mentioned, my name is Babu Kasanya, a former Managing Director of Gamcel, an uncle and a former neighbor to Honorable late Abdullah Bodam. So of course, I am one of the best of friends who is lucky to be chosen among the rest to come and make a speech on behalf of. I came to know Abdullah Bodam way back in the mid-70s in Ghana. We were all teenagers. I met him in a brother's house, the late Banjul in Simon. One time CEO of the American Country. He introduced me to Abdullah as a nephew because his mother was a member of our family, and the relationship before becoming friends started from there. I would want to just give him one description. Probably that would suffice for everyone. My description to Abdullah Bodam is that he is a good man. He is a very, very good man. The first thing anyone noticed about him was his eagerness to say hello as you are about to meet. Without any hesitation, late Abdullah Bodam would quickly reach out his hand to anyone for greetings, even if it was his first time living it. This was the former Speaker. This is the same building in which we are gathered here today, where he used as an office to perform the duties, the national duties, and here is the same place where his remains are brought to be. To the family, friends and loved ones from all walks of life, my condolences. He is gone. But I am sure he will never be forgotten. In the mid-80s, we met back in Churchilltown after 5 years that we departed. We headed to different directions in pursuance for education. I headed to the east, and he remained here in the west. That was the time I spent 5 years in Hamilton School. During the 5 years, we never met. Until in September, the beginning of a summer holiday, when we met in the classroom in Crab Island. This was about pursuing to enroll as an inquiry. It was mentioned here that he was a teacher. That was the beginning of his career. I said in the 80s, we met back in Churchilltown, and there we were a group of friends, a few I want to mention. These are the best of friends at the time. We had someone called Manawa Kubaji. The AIG Denver Soul was a member of the group. Donna Jaju, Modu Kamara, Muhakani, Burama Jabi, and Sujana, and to name a few. It was during this time, Mr. Speaker, if you allow me, I want to tell a short story. And this story is going to give a lot of you information that late honorable speaker, kind of person he is, not only at the time when he became this mature, but at the time where in our early 30s. Among the group I mentioned, I know time is not on our side, but I am very sure this story will be very interesting, and it is a story that personally, myself, has it in my memoir, one of the paragraphs, and I call it the turning point. This turning point is one of the main reasons I was able to head up to the position of managing. And this turning point was created by the Honorable. It will be brief, but I give it important to share. We used to hang out together to drink or brew attire. And one day, out of curiosity, me and one of my friends made a big mistake. But it was him who comforted us eventually. The story is just a story, but the reason I will connect him to the story is what is more important. You know, taking star in the 80s, you would realize or remember the concrete road that connects Town to Abuku. The beginning of the concrete road, the first compound on the left, Sambukunda. That's where we go. We used to have a weekly program, the cultural show. Some of the members of the association deceased, some are still around, to remember this story. One Saturday night, me and my other friend decided we had no money in our pockets, but we wanted to go in and witness the cultural show. But bear with me, we were not mature, very mature. When we approached, it was a ticket fee of $5 per person. We tried to go in, but we were denied. We were very determined for that night, but because we were living around, we had to go and change our dresses. This was where we made a mistake. We came back and disguised ourselves as college students. When we get to the gate, we did not allow the gate man to engage us. We decided to elevate him down. Oh, we are college students. We were having passing out ceremony next week, and we were sent to come and identify a very good cultural group that would perform during the party. We lied. And of course, with keen interest, they allowed us in. Not only allowed us, but patronized us. There was everything and treated us as VIPs. That was a mistake. Cheater. So when we went out, as usual, we met at the same place, but it was the three of us only. And I narrated this story to him. You know him. First, he laughed with us because we were laughing over it. After narrating the whole story, we made mention of the name of the manager at the time of that association, whom we know very well. He told me, okay, tomorrow let's meet here again. On the whole, before inviting us, he first invited the manager to his house. That was the third day. That very day when we mentioned this to him, he collected from us our contributions to brewery attire and then took it to the manager of the association. He gave it to him to say, today I am responsible because of it. He gave him all the money. And the second day, like I said, he called all of us to his house, but first it was the manager of the association, and then we came in, two of us. He asked us to narrate the story again. We did, but we did not know who the other person was. After hearing everything from us directly by the manager, he first told the manager, you see the money I gave you yesterday for your attire was not my money. It was these people's money. I took them, got money from them. Has been following me to make connections with you so that he can meet you because he likes you. Now, what happened immediately after that? I was there embracing somebody who I deemed a friend already. This is how he connected us to become friends. We knew, the other party knew what we did, but that friendship supersedes everything, and we continue to be friends. This was the turning point. What did I learn from this? The more we give, the more we get back in return. The most important thing about him as a good person, in this case, it's secrecy. I made mention of many names here, but up to date, none of them knew about what happened. It was only the three of us. He's gone. Step of time. I think I could be next. But before then, let me explain this story. So that apart from the manager, if there is anybody else who probably we have offended, could forgive us. From henceforth, this manager became my friend. He taught me a lot of things. from becoming a very strong-headed, automatically my heart was softened and my focus was self-development. I pursued careers that led me into taking positions in national office. I could not write any memoir myself without mentioning this small story. When your love for someone becomes a memory, that memory becomes a treasure. And that's what we all are about. If we look back in memory, it helps comfort you tomorrow. You will be greatly missed by many. You are forever in our hearts. Honorable Speaker, so I have to say goodbye. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. I don't want to recognize the president of our ministry. I now call on Mr. Steve Nyati on that. Steve Nyati. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the moderator for this session. I am Mr. Nyasi, cousin brother of the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Abdullah Bosch. I have an elegy to Honorable Abdullah Bojang, former Speaker of the National Assembly, of this National Assembly. Good morning, Your Excellency, the President, deputized by the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, distinguished Cabinet members, Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Minority Leader, the Majority Leader, sir, the Majority Leader, Honorable members of this National Assembly, dedicated staff of the National Assembly, judicial members present here, diplomatic and consular corps, service chiefs, head of the institution present here, and children of the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Abdullah Bojang, religious leaders present here, former NAMS members and former colleagues and associates, the late former Speaker of the National Assembly, Abdullah Bojang, distinguished guests, and everybody gathered here. On behalf of the family of the late Honorable Abdullah Bojang and the people of Sangajot village, I stand before you in profound grace yet immense gratitude for the opportunity to pay tributes to an extraordinary person whose life was a beacon of hope. It has been a question of if we will die, but when. This news is sad and unbelievable, but we are grateful for the immense life he has touched while on this mortal road. It's been painful few days. This song is ended, but the melody lingers on. We as your family, those you have spent your tender years with, serving, bravely, but also grateful for the gift of life to be associated with you for the period you have been with us. The grave remains our anchor to continuously remember you and keep praying for you until we meet at the feet of the Lord. Honorable Abdullah Bojang was more than a family member to us. He was a pillar of strength, a guide, a source of inspiration. His life journey marked by the unwavering commitment to public service and the value of justice, equity, progress will forever remain etched in our hearts. Born and raised in Sangajor village, Fonyi Kansala district, West Coast region, Abdullah was married to 2 wives, Yama and Mai, and blessed with 7 children. He attended Brikama Primary School and St. Edward Technical School in Biam before proceeding to the Gambia College. He began his career as one of the first teachers at Kalindi Primary School, Bakote Primary School in the early 80s and 90s respectively. Abdullah voluntarily retired from the teaching before entering into politics in the late 90s. He served at the National Assembly as the Deputy Speaker and the Speaker, respectively, in both the Second and the Third Republic. Honorable Abdullah Bojang was also appointed as Ambassador of the Gambia to South Africa by Hetty Adama Barrow. Abdullah was deeply involved in community development. He served as an executive member of the Councillor Development Association and was a founding member in the establishment of Bulubot Nursery and Primary School. He actively contributed to the development of the market, Tapa, and mosques in both St. Eva Tulejo and Willinkama, where he resided with his family before moving to Bristol. Additionally, he also pioneered the construction of the first Juma and the primary school of Sangayo and contributed to the development of many communities within the Gambia and beyond. Honorable Abdullah Bojang embodied the value of community perseverance. From his early days, his vision extended far beyond the boundaries of the village. He dreamed of a Gambia where every voice would be heard and every citizen's dignity respected. Through hard work and unwavering faith, he rose to become one of the nation's most distinguished leaders, a Speaker of the National Assembly, whose fairness and integrity set a standard for all who follow. As Speaker, he was not merely a presiding officer, but a unifier, a statesman who recognized that the strength of our democracy lies in dialogue and mutual respect. His wisdom and tact guided our legislative process during his tenure. For many, he was a mentor. For us, he was a family. A man who carries the weight of leadership, yet remains deeply rooted in the family values. He was a devout Muslim, humble, honest, peace-loving individual who prioritized his family. Abdullah taught us the importance of balancing responsibility, tenderness, ambition with humanity, and leadership with service. Today, we lay him to rest. Let us remember him not only for what he has achieved, but for who he was. A man who believes in the power of humanity, community, and community. While he was physically present, may begun his legacy of integrity, service, and love for his country will live in our hearts in the annal of the Gambia history. For his dear wives and children, we say your grave is our grave. Please know that we, the family and the people of Sangajo, stand with you. We are immensely proud of your life, and we hope his life serve as a lasting example for all of us of what it means to live a life of purpose and commitment. As we bid farewell to Honorable Abdullah Bojang, let us honor his memory by striving for unity and progress. Value his value he held so dear. It's not how long one lives on earth, but the impact one has with us. While we mourn you, we are blessed with your numerous achievements and life-changing experience for many across the world. May your soul rest in perfect peace, and may Allah, in His infinity, Rahman, forgive your shortcomings and grant you Jannatul Firdaus. For those Honorable may have wrong during his course of duty, we seek your forgiveness. Ultimately, on behalf of the family and the people of Sangajo, I would like to express our profound thanks and appreciation for His Excellency, President Adam Barrow, through the Vice President, his government, the National Assembly, for according this recognition for my dear brother, Honorable Abdullah Bojang. I thank you all and wish you a long life, good health, and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now, it is a little part of the party. This time, I'm very good. Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, respected members of the National Assembly Board, Unity and Minority Leadership, Cabinet Ministers, esteemed colleagues, former National Assembly members, families, members, both home and abroad, fellow Gambians. Today, we gather in profound sorrow to honor and remember the life legacy of my beloved brother, late Honorable Abdullah Bojang, former Speaker of the National Assembly. In this moment of grief, we reflect on a man whose unwavering commitment to our nation and its people will forever echo in our hearts. We extend our deepest condolence to the former President, Professor Dr. Ejiji Jami, under whose leadership Honorable Bojang dedicated over 11 years of excellent services to our great nation. During his time in public office, Honorable Speaker served as Deputy Speaker from 2007 to 2009 and ascended to the esteemed role of Speaker from 2010 to until 2017. His stewardship in the National Assembly was marked by an unwavering commitment, integrity, and enduring passion for the nation. The legacy of his contributions can be seen in many projects that have saved our country, non-dedicated and
more significantly than the remarkable National Assembly building where we were. It stands as a testament to his dedication and vision for a better Gambia. As an ambassador of South Africa, after serving his representation, Honorable Banjul continued to serve our nation essentially until his recall. Throughout his journey, he exemplified humility and relentlessness for pursuit of justice, qualities that endeared him to many and inspired those who had privilege to walk alongside. We also recognize the collaborative effort that shared advancing national interests and fostering unity among our people. Together, they work on numerous initiatives aimed at uplifting our nation, demonstrating commitment to progress that will be remembered for generations to come. My late brother, Honorable Banjul, served as a devoted educator for over 2 decades. Honorable Banjul was a guiding light in our communities, particularly in Fonyi Sangayo, Fonyi Kansala, Sangayo. He taught us not academic lessons, but also values of respect, compassion, integrity. He was a mentor to many, instilling in us the importance of honoring our parents, significantly community service. To me, he was a mentor. He was both a brother and uncle, and lovingly referring to me as Tio, meaning my younger brother. While affectionately born my elder brother. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Abdullah Banjul from Speaker was a symbol of unity. A man who cherished connections with people from all walks of life. His yard, whatever he had, no matter how small, and he always needed the act of kindness for the betterment of the community. He loves for his fellow citizens, transcended in the boundaries as he tirelessly worked to uplift the life of those around him. Former Speaker Honorable Banjul is a devoted Muslim. He faithfully observed the monument of Ramadan and actively participated in Islamic gathering, whether in the spirit of faith that guided his life. He often reminded us of the importance of determination and belief in Allah, reassuring me that as a teacher, or you are in the teaching field, serve well for a period of 5 years, then quickly feel Allah will communicate yours to me, and I'll serve as president. This was an advice on this. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker's legacy is estimated through the galleries Fonyi Kansala constituency, Fonyi Jara, Fonyi Bondani, Fonyi Karan, Fonyi Berefet, and throughout the country. His contribution to our nation and his enduring roots in Sangayo will forever be remembered. As we extend our deepest condolence to the Banjul family, Giba family, Jamaica family, Nashikunda family, Jejikunda family, Sanyakunda family, Bakunda family, Kunda family, Mangakunda family, Jatakunda family, Songakunda family. To his two wives, sons, and daughters, let us remember the profound loss we all see. All you need to be each other's keeper, draw the strength for one another, and to pray together for the soul of our beloved husband, father, and God. Honorable Speaker, in this moment of sorrow, let me extend my heartfelt condolence to the Speaker of the National Assembly, the clerk of the National Assembly, the dedicated staff, former National Assembly members, as I will also reiterate. This is a day where my brother had worked with me. I am seeking forgiveness. He's taking a journey of unknown, and a journey that is only known to me. I therefore seek honorable colleagues, former to forgive my late brother. Our nation mourns the loss of a truly I send a faithful message of condolence to His Excellency President Adam Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, during this profoundly sorrow time as he oversees state synod. The loss felt by our nation is immense, and we share in the grief that accompanies such significant event. May the memory of those we have lost bring comfort to all. May we find strength in our unity as we navigate this difficult period. We stand together in solidarity in this difficult time, remembering that not only the loss of a rememberable leader, but also the bond and collaboration that were forged in the spirit of nation building. This is indeed a somber moment for our entire nation. Honorable Speaker, as we bid farewell to my able brother, father, and uncle to others, former Speaker of the National Assembly, let us carry forth the spirit of kindness, sharing, and unity. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him the knowledge. We are reminded that every soul is tested. Today, it is a scope. But tomorrow, it could be any one of us. Let us come together in love, protect one another, strive to walk the path of righteousness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, quote a verse of Holy Quran, Surah Jumu'ah, verse 8 says, indeed, the death from which you flee, indeed, it will meet you. Then you will be returned to the knower of the sea and the waves, and he will inform you about what you used to do. Meaning, this verse reminds us of certainty of death and the importance of life and the righteousness in the preparation. Yeah.
Finally, it is my singular promise to invite His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Mr. Antonio
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Cabinet colleagues here present, Honorable members of the National Assembly, the former Deputy Speaker and former National Assembly members here present, the service chiefs, members of the diplomatic and consular corps here present, the wives and family of the late Speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of His Excellency the President, His Excellency President Barrow, we also want to join members to extend our condolences to the family and the whole nation at large. Honorable Speaker, as we are gathered here today to honor the life and legacy of an extraordinary leader
a devoted servant of the people, and a beloved former Speaker of our National Assembly. It is with heavy heart that we say goodbye to someone who devoted his entire life to the service of our beloved country, both as an educator, a lawmaker, and a diplomat. In our collective grave, we are reminded of the many ways in which Honorable Banjul touched our lives. Honorable Banjul was a devoted Muslim educator and an exemplary public servant who rose to become the Speaker of our National Assembly. Honorable Banjul's life was a testament to selfless service to nation. As a former teacher, he nurtured young minds to become responsible citizens. During his time as a teacher, his classroom was a sanctuary of hope and opportunity, where every student felt valued and empowered to reach their full potential. Honorable Banjul carried the heart of a teacher into the halls of the National Assembly, where he became a champion of the people, an advocate for fairness, and a unifying voice in times of division. As Speaker, he presided in wisdom, fairness, and unwavering his commitment to the democratic principle that define our nation. Honorable Speaker, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Banjul lived a life beyond his professional career as he was a beloved member of his community, a mentor to many, and a source of strength. He touched countless lives with his kindness, patience, and unwavering dedication to service to mankind. Honorable Speaker, while we mourn the loss of this remarkable individual, we also celebrate the profound impact he had on our nation and all who had the privilege of working alongside him. In closing, Honorable Speaker, we are reminded that leadership is not measured by titles, but by the lives we touch and the change we bring. Honorable Banjul's life was a testament to this truth, and it is a legacy that we will continue to honor in the weeks, months, and years ahead. Rest in peace, dear Honorable Banjul. You will be deeply missed, but your work, your values, and your example will live on in many who had the opportunity to interact with you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you peaceful eternal rest in Jannatul Firdaus.
Vice President, followed by honorable members and honorables, they all last respect.
From here.
sigil leen ko sama ko yàlla jégal.
Let's move back to our seats, please. Honorable members and members of the gallery, can we be seated? Session is still on. Can you all be seated, please? The service team can pay their salaries.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, we are taking out by
You may be seated. On a final note, honorable members, may I take this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, former Deputy Speaker, Cabinet Ministers here in present, former National Assembly members, and all guests for your presence on this solemn occasion. Under Section 13(1) of the Standing Orders, I will suspend the sittings until, can I give 30 minutes? Pardon? Okay. I will now suspend the sessions until 2:30 prompt